Hello guys, welcome in to part 1 of my 2024 reset. This is probably up there with the most excited I've ever been for a video. I'm so hyped to be filming this today. My New Year's content in general I'm extremely excited about, so I hope you guys are too. We are going to be discussing how I did with my 2023 goals. What did I achieve? What did I not achieve? We're gonna go through my income streams of the year and just kind of wrap up the year of 2023. I have a little decaf iced latte. I ran out of matcha mix, which is honestly a tragedy. So we're kicking it with the decaf coffee today. That's a lot of lavender. Wow. If you are new here and this is the first reset that you've ever seen from me, I do all of my goal setting in Notion. Last year was actually the first year that I set proper goals in Notion and it created an entire yearly spread with my 2023 goals, which we are going to be refreshing for this year. I want to change things up, make my Notion feel fresh and new and fun, but for now, let's go ahead and take a look at my 2023 goals spread and go ahead and dive into what went down this year. Okay, so this is my 2023 goals spread that you're seeing here. As you can see, I put my vision board up at the top. We are going to be creating a new vision board for 2024, so we will discuss that in that video. So we're not going to touch on it now. My guiding word for 2023 that I set was blooming, and I do feel like I lived by that word this year. I've been receiving a lot of affirmation from people in my life that they see the ways that I've grown in the past year, that in the time that they've known me, they feel like I've become more confident, more rooted in what I'm doing and who I am. And to me, that is incredibly validating and great to hear because I do feel that way. I feel like my confidence grew this year. I became a lot more secure in what I'm doing, what I want to achieve, and just became a lot more comfortable being more upfront with that, but also just more secure in that and accepting myself, what I want, who I am. There's still room to go. Confidence is one of the things that I want to continue to work on this year. I also feel like blooming meant just like becoming more of a full person and living a more full and fulfilling life. And I feel like that 1000% did happen this year. As you guys have seen in my content, if you've been following along with me for 2023, I've discovered a lot of new passions and hobbies this year. I got back into reading after pretty much not reading for an extended period of time. I got back into writing. I feel like my social life really thrived this year and I got more fulfillment from that and from forming closer bonds than I had at the beginning of the year, really purging my social circles of the people who just weren't serving me or that I didn't feel like I connected with, and finding more people who align with my values and interests, which has been incredibly fulfilling. I started up the writing channel this year. I started a second channel, which I was not expecting to happen. So I do just feel like I bloomed in various aspects of my life, and I feel like I'm more of an interesting person with different elements to me now than I was at the beginning of the year, which I'm really proud of. I also feel like I became a lot more comfortable showing my true personality in my videos, in my interactions with friends. I still struggle with quite a bit of social anxiety and being in social interactions and feeling insecure or small or like I can't really be myself. That's still something that I struggle with, but when I have been comfortable, I've been able to show my true personality more. I feel like my personality is way more authentic in my videos now. With new friends I've been making, I've been a lot more able to just kind of like lay it out on the table and be a little bit more genuinely me and just like put it out there for them to take it or leave it. So do I feel like I lived by my guiding word this year? Honestly, I would say for the most part, yes. Of course, it's not a 100% success rate, but I do feel like this was a year of blooming for me. So the guiding word reflection and the long-term goals are pretty personal, so we're not going to talk about that, but I do think it's interesting to reflect on the starting point that I was at. So obviously, we'll talk about this a little bit more when we do my 2024 reset because I'm going to put my new stats into my 2024 page. But at the beginning of 2023, I was at 1,289 subscribers. Let's see what I'm at this very moment. At the time of filming this, I'm at 2,181 subscribers. So I grew almost 1,000 subscribers this year, which was, I think, slightly more than I gained in 2022, but I did not see the sort of acceleration of growth that I was kind of expecting. We'll get into that a little bit more when we get into the YouTube and social goals. My total YouTube views, I actually haven't checked this in a while. Okay, now I have 152,208 views. Very cool that we've broken 150,000, so almost double in my YouTube views as well. Instagram followers, guys. It was actually kind of funny to me. I went back and rewatched my 2023 reset recently, and the fact that I even put this in is kind of comical. This is just so not a priority for me now, especially given the fact that I'm a little lost with Instagram. Instagram was very much a place for me to put my photography previously, honestly, now I'm not really doing as much photography work. I still love it, but it's just fallen off of the priority list. So I'm a little bit lost. Part of me is like, do I convert my Instagram to go more hand in hand with my YouTube channel? Do I just use it as like a personal thing? I have no idea. Needless to say, it's not a focus. I guess I can bother to check it just so we have a comparison. Oh my god, that's actually hysterical. Okay, I have 1,654 followers now. So I gained like literally like 30 followers. My average monthly income post taxes. So this is interesting. So it was around $3,000 at the beginning of the year. Let's take a look at what it's been looking like in the past couple months. So my income has been very fluctuating the past few months just based on how many paychecks I'm getting in a month. If we're including the money that I'm contributing to my 401k for the past few months, oh god, quick math, $5,000. So my income has increased substantially. I'm pushing a lot of it into my 401k. If you're interested to hear more about that, I did make an entire budgeting video where I dive a little bit more into that, how I'm budgeting with my new job. But essentially I did almost double my salary this year, but I am investing a lot more money. That's not on that. Let's go ahead and dive into these goals. I'm just gonna say right now, I know it's gonna be a mixed bag. For starters, let's start out on a little bit of a low note. YouTube and social goals. Subscribers goal, 20,000 subscribers. Obviously that did not happen this year. Like I mentioned a little bit, I think I was hoping for some kind of snowball-esque growth this year. I even said in my 2023 reset, I'll insert the clip here. I've heard so many creators talk about growing on YouTube has a snowball effect. Like it's not gonna take you the same amount of time to go from 0 to 1,000 to then 1,000 to 2,000, etc. And needless to say, even though I heard that, and I kind of was latching onto it, that was not the case for me. It did take me pretty much the same amount of time to go from 0 to 1,000 to 1,000 to 2,000. My growth throughout the entire course of my channel has been very much slow, steady incline. It has not had any crazy spikes of growth or anything like that. Needless to say, I did not hit the subscriber goal. I am going to attempt to be more realistic when setting metrics goals in 2024, if I set them at all. I still have not quite decided if I'm going to end up even setting like a subscriber goal. I think I might, but I think it's going to be very safe and, well, safe. I don't know about safe, but it's not going to be like 20,000. By the end of the year, I'll be making $500 a month from Google AdSense. This is also no, my Google AdSense earnings has also been very slow and steady. I'm going to make an entire video about how much YouTube paid me this year, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, that did not happen. By Q4, be taking on sponsorships regularly. Nope. Still have not done a single sponsorship. I did do one gifting deal with Javi Coffee, which was a coffee company. I really want to do sponsorships, but I know my channel is still very small, so obviously it's a little harder to get the attention of potential sponsors, but I do think that this is something that hopefully I will really be able to tackle in 2024 with both of my channels now, because I do think the numbers on the writing channel are pretty appealing for the size of that channel, and I could see being able to score some sponsorships over there as well. By the end of the year, move to posting 2 times a week. Also did not do this. Wow. I talked about in my mid-year goals check-in how this priority essentially just changed. Posting twice a week is no longer something I'm really striving for on this channel. I have been posting closer to twice a week between my 2 channels. I just don't think it's realistic for me to post twice a week with a full-time job, and that's something that I've kind of accepted. I'm just trying to post as much as I can without driving myself crazy, and I'm really not hyper fixating on an upload schedule. To me, it's more important that I'm posting quality content and not burning myself out than hitting a specific posting frequency. So the YouTube and social goals are literally a wash. I hit absolutely none of these, but that's okay. The rest of the goals are gonna look a little bit better, I promise. I knew even when I did my mid-year goals check-in that my YouTube and social goals were probably down the drain. My battery died, so if the shot looks slightly different, that is why. I do think we're gonna be a little bit more realistic and very intentional with how we word my YouTube and like business goals for 2024. I think there's gonna be a bit of a shift in my strategy around the goal setting. Now let's move on to a much more promising category, my health and fitness goals. So the first goal was to continue making fitness and health a priority and part of my identity. I absolutely feel like I did this. I would say that working out is now just a part of my regular routine. I feel like I've started identifying as someone who cares about health and fitness. It's just part of my lifestyle now. I will say though that I definitely focused more on the workouts and fitness piece, not so much on the like eating and other healthy habits. And that's something that I think I want to add in 2024. 2023 was really a year of building fitness habits that I'm proud of and loved. Saw a huge change in my approach to fitness this year, but I think the eating, the wellness side of things still has to catch up, and I want to live a more altogether healthy lifestyle, not just my previous lifestyle plus more workouts. Does that make sense? So definitely going to continue to be a priority going into 2024. Book more workout classes this year, at least one per month. I blew this goal out of the water. I literally just absolutely crushed this. It's actually funny to me now that I was aiming for one workout class a month. Now I'm probably doing 3 to 4 workout classes per week. So in a month, I'm probably doing about a dozen classes. So I killed that goal this year, and Pilates has become my go-to workouts. It's my main form of exercise. I have a go-to Pilates studio and I just love it. It's become such a part of my regular lifestyle, as you guys have seen in my vlogs and videos this year. So that progress is insane, because at the beginning of the year, I think I had I don't even know if I had signed up for ClassPass yet. I had started going to the gym. ClassPass was a game changer for me this year. I do have a link where you can get some bonus free credits if you sign up for ClassPass, and their free trial is incredible. So you could do like several classes without paying any money. I'll have that linked in the description. It does support me if you guys use my links. Start doing more strength training and build muscle. Oh, I didn't even remember that I had this goal. So this is a funny one, because I did do more strength training towards the beginning of the year, but essentially I swapped the gym for more Pilates. So now I'm like only doing Pilates, not so much going to the gym, which I'm fine with, but I don't think I would say that I started doing more strength training really, when it's not really a thing that I'm doing anymore at the end of the year. We're not going to check that one off, and I don't really feel like I built crazy muscle. I do feel like I'm starting to look more toned from the Pilates that I've been doing, but I don't have like crazy gains or anything. Put your money where your mouth is. Spend on healthy food and fitness. So I definitely spent on fitness this year, because like I said, I've been doing my workout classes, and so I've been spending like $200 a month on workouts. Healthy food, not so much. I mean, this is kind of tricky because my boyfriend pays for our groceries, so I'm not really buying food like almost ever, but the money that I've been spending on workout classes is so substantial that I think we might count this anyway. It just looked a little different than I was expecting it to, I guess. Personal and lifestyle goals. This will be interesting. Once my income increases, start indulging in more pampering expenses, massages, nails, etc. So this has not really happened. When I set this goal, I had the idea that in my new position, I would be feeling my pay increase a lot more than I am. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, I've been pushing a lot of money into my 401k, so my take-home pay has really not increased. So I just don't really have the extra spending money to be doing more massages. I did get my nails done once, but I don't think it's gonna become a habit. I think I'm gonna become a press-on nails girl just because I don't have the spare income in the cut that I'm actually taking from my paychecks. So I would not say that I did this year, but that's okay. I'm not too pressed about that. Move into a new apartment, a 1-bedroom. This is totally achieved. I moved into this apartment, which is a 2-bedroom, with my boyfriend Jeff. At the beginning of the year, I expected to fully be living alone still. I expected to get a 1-bedroom by myself after I had gotten my new job, and none of that happened. I ended up getting a 1-bedroom before my new job. Back in, I think, April is when we moved, and I ended up moving with my boyfriend. And it's a 2-bedroom. The specifics changed, but I did move into a new apartment. Become a reader again, fantasy. Yes, I did this year. I feel like reading has become a hobby for me again. And not only have I started reading fantasy again, I'm actually writing fantasy now. That has gotten me so in touch with my younger self. And now it's like one of the things that I'm most excited about in my life is my reading and writing part of my existence. Books and reading and fantasy has all just become a bigger part of my life again. And that's been so exciting to see, because it wasn't really a thing at the beginning of the year, and I feel like I really found my stride in terms of what I want to read, getting excited about books and series again, getting invested in the way that I used to, where I'm just like eagerly reading the book and like totally absorbed. That's a huge win. Be more strict about my boundaries. Never sacrifice sleep or health for productivity. This is such a hard one because this obviously is not an all or nothing thing. This is very much more so an intention, struggling with words. I honestly couldn't tell you if I did better at this year compared to the previous year, maybe slightly, but it's still something that I need to work on. I will say I got better about prioritizing, in the sense that I'll often prioritize a workout or a meaningful social interaction over just something that I want to get done. And I've gotten a little bit better about prioritizing the things things that need to be done over just the things that I feel like doing. I don't think I'm gonna check it off just because I don't feel like I saw crazy progress in this area this year. I think boundaries is still something that I need to work on, and just continuing to build a healthier relationship with productivity and with the things that I do and work on, my YouTube and all of that. Like, I think I still need to work on making that as healthy as possible for myself. I do think I'll set the goal slightly differently this year. I think it'll be more so focused on separating work and leisure time, taking more breaks, more me time, but I want something of a similar sort of vibe this year. Form a more solid set of friendships in LA. Start forming potential ride or die friendships. So I do think that I did this year, and I'm really excited to check that goal off, because even when I did my mid-year goals check-in, I was like, I don't really know if I've done this year. I feel like I have a couple really solid friends in LA, which is really all I need. Like, I have 2 really close friends in LA. I feel like I have a best friend now for like the first time in forever. I feel like I'm connecting more with female friends, and also forming new friendships and bonds through YouTube has been such a pleasant surprise. I wasn't really expecting to really make YouTube friends in the way that I have this year, and those have become some of my most aligned and shared values, shared priorities friendships, because we're doing something similar. We can relate on a lot of things. So I'm just really pleased with how my relationships have developed this year. I also feel like my family relationships have improved this year, which wasn't even something that was really on my radar. I didn't even include it in this goal, but I saw a lot of growth in that this year. And I just feel like I have learned this year to prioritize those relationships, my friendships, my family, higher than I was before. And not that I was like not caring about it before, but it was very much like I would neglect my friendships and relationships, forget to give them attention. And now it's something I'm very actively aware of. Am I showing up as a good member of this relationship dynamic? Am I going out of my way to do something a little extra special or show a little extra appreciation? And that's been a huge area of growth this year. So the health and fitness and personal lifestyle goals are looking pretty good. Now let's talk a little bit about my money and income goals. And this is also going to bring us into looking at my income this year, which I created pie charts for. Yes, very exciting. Money and income goals. Make $60,000 this year. Post taxes. Let's go ahead and take a look at the numbers. So I created some pie charts for this. I was going to show you my entire income stream tracker, but because I want to do a how much YouTube paid me this year video, I'm like, maybe I just won't, just so that we're not staring right at the YouTube numbers and it totally spoils that video, even though I've shown this tracker before and talked about my revenue before. It's fine. We're just gonna like hope that you forgot some of that so that the video is still interesting. First, we're gonna go ahead and look at the breakdown of my income, and then we'll talk the specific numbers of my post-tax sort of income. We'll get into it. Okay, let's take a look at the charts that I made. So first we have just a 2023 income chart total. This includes my salary. As you can see, my salary is the biggest chunk by far. Not even like comparable. Salary is making up 93.3% of my income. This is one of the main things that I want to work on in 2024. I want my income to be more diversified, and I want other bigger chunks besides just my salary being literally 93% of what I made this year. That's going to be a huge focus for me this year, diversifying my income, building up other income streams, doing what I got to do to eventually reach a place of being able to be self-employed. That's that. So we're not going to go too much more in depth on this chart because it's so salary focused, but I thought it'd be interesting to take a look at a second chart where I remove my salary and we just look at of my non-salary income, of my just me income, what's making that up. So that's this chart, which I find very interesting. So as you can see, my highest non-salary earner this year was actually Poshmark. You know what? Poshmark is a dark horse. Poshmark is absolutely a dark horse. I made over $1,000 from Poshmark. I think I might make a video in the future about how to make money reselling your clothes. If you guys would be interested in that, let me know, because this has been such a little dark horse over the past few years that really has pulled in some decent money, and it pulls in money every month pretty much. So next highest income stream we have here is reselling. So this is like when me and my boyfriend were moving from our old apartment to our new apartment, we sold furniture and stuff. So that ended up making up 31% of these non-salary sources. So then we have freelancing coming in at 13.2%. This was video editing for a friend of mine who has a YouTube channel. So that's what made up that portion. Then we have YouTube AdSense. So this is obviously the AdSense paychecks that I get from this channel, which is monetized, making up 12.6%. Affiliates at 2.7%. So this is Amazon Associates, Like to Know It, and my Javi Coffee discount code. Not a huge earner for me, but something I'm definitely looking to scale in upcoming months and years. But it is occasional tiny little bits of income. Essentially, if I link to something in the description and someone clicks on it and uses my link, or even if they click on an Amazon link and then buy something else, I get a small commission from that. Great way to support me is to use my links in the description. Just putting that out there. And then I have my Ko-fi page, which was something that I only started, I think, in the past few months of the year, but has been a cute little slice of the pie. This is essentially when subscribers of mine who like my content support me by buying me a virtual coffee on Ko-fi. I've honestly loved that platform and loved having that as a part of my business this year. Definitely something that I'm going to continue to try and cultivate. Thank you so genuinely much if you've supported me over there. It really means a lot. My total income without my 401k, so ignoring the money that I put in my 401k, just what hit my pocket this year was $43,091.74. That is after taxes for my salary, but before taxes for the rest of my income streams, because I don't see the pre-tax money from my salary, but I do see the pre-tax income from the other sources. Does that make sense? Because taxes is not being automatically taken out of Poshmark, YouTube AdSense, etc. So that's how that worked. It's a little fuzzy. In the future, it'd be awesome if I could look at it all gross or all net. I still am trying to figure out how to track all these numbers. It gets very confusing, especially because there's delays in when certain things pay out. So I'm like, do I track what I made that month or what actually hit my bank account that month? This is something that I really need to think about and rework for my templates for next year, because even when I'm entering in my numbers at the end of the month, it always just hurts my brain. And then if we do include the money that I put into my 401k this year, that overall net income would be $47,020.49. So we almost hit 50K. We did not hit the 60K. The 60K was honestly bold for me, and I talked about this in my mid-year goals check-in as well, but I was crazy for setting that because that would have meant that I would have had to make 5K a month starting at the beginning of the year to hit 60K for the year. And I knew I wasn't making 5K a month at the end of 2022, beginning of 2023. So that was just totally an unrealistic goal for me to set. And I'm honestly pleasantly surprised by how close I got to it despite how crazy unrealistic it was. But yeah, I don't know what I was thinking with that. $5,000 a month by the end of the year. You know what? If we include my money that I've been putting into my 401k, I actually think that I've done that. I'm pretty sure. I can't say precisely because I didn't bother looking at the monthly contributions for my 401k, but based on the fact that it's only been around for 3 months, I'm gonna check it off. I'm pretty sure that that's happening now. If we include the 401k money, I think I'm making 5K a month. That's pretty cool. Build my emergency fund to 2 times my monthly rent. Nope. My poor emergency fund has been absolutely neglected. Definitely something that I do want to build up in 2024. That's what my 2023 goals ended up looking like. Very much a mixed bag. Let's calculate the percent that I achieved here. Okay, I achieved just under 50% of these goals, which honestly, I'm still very proud of myself because the previous year in 2022, I think I achieved 1 of 6 goals, 6 main goals that I had. Plus I had a bunch of auxiliary smaller goals that I did not achieve any of those. So this is an improvement and I'm really proud of this. I think this year was a huge learning experience for me in terms of goal setting strategy, and I think I'm going to be way better for it going into 2024. Speaking of 2024, stay tuned. Hopefully next week you guys will be seeing the second part of this reset, which will be creating an entire new spread for 2024 and setting our 2024 goals. I hope your 2023 goals went really well. Feel free to let me know down in the comments, how did you do with your 2023 goals? If you are new here, this is your first time watching me, my name is Brielle, I'm 24, I live in Los Angeles, California. I make all sorts of content about life in my 20s, personal development, productivity. If any of that interests you, definitely be sure to subscribe. We make monthly resets on this channel and you don't want to miss the rest of the New Year's content. So for now, I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.